Welcome to the Social Bee podcast with your host, Louise Brogan. Every week, Louise will be bringing you a podcast all about women entrepreneurs, talking about their challenges, their goals, and inspiring you to either start your own business or grow the business you have. Visit www.socialbni.com to join our community and pick up some lovely freebies to start marketing your business online today.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Linking In with Louise. Now you may hear that I have a bit of a cold and I'm taking my extra vitamin C today to try and bat it on the head. But that's how it goes this time of the year. Washing hands constantly now in the house and tissues and sneezing into my elbow. Like, who knew that was a thing? And now the World Health Organization has warned us all, when you're going to sneeze into your elbow. Which makes a lot of sense. It's just not something I've ever heard of before. So I hope you're all keeping well and avoiding the cold wherever you are. My other big tip for helping you when you have a cold, and I picked this up in China back in, what year was I in China? 1998, when I did my charity cycle around Beijing. We got really, really soaked one day and we were coming in from our cycle. We were cycling about 50, 60 kilometers a day. And we arrived into the Chinese hotel and they greeted us with this enormous vat of hot Coca-Cola with slices of ginger in it. And honestly, not one person got sick. It was amazing. So I swear by garlic and ginger as well. So after I finish recording this, I'm going to go and heat myself up some Coke. I think we've only got Pepsi Max. I don't know if it makes a difference. And slice ginger into it and hopefully that'll knock this cold on the head too. So it's February as I record this, the 3rd of February. January is over. Everyone is relieved after the 5 weeks post-Christmas, waiting for payday. I know I'm relieved because the taxes are paid and we can move on for this year now. So, and February is a short month, and I've just seen my friend Renee on LinkedIn has posted that she is going to do 20 sales calls before lunch today. Renee is an amazing sales coach, Renee Philpott. She is from Kentucky, where I will one day come and visit her. And I thought, 20 sales calls before lunch? I'm on a challenge to do 4 this month, which I think shows you the difference between me and Renee. But anyway, so I don't have to do 4 sales calls this month. If you'd like help with your LinkedIn, why don't you call me? That would be really cool. And then I could get out of my 4 sales calls for the month. Anyway, so today we are going to be talking about the difference between LinkedIn personal profiles and LinkedIn company pages. What way do you approach them? Do you need a different strategy for each? Do you even need a company page? Do you need a personal profile? The answer to that one is a quick yes. And really the difference between them and the difference for your strategy between them as well. So I'm going to dive right in. And this came out of a question I think I posted on LinkedIn to say, what did people want help with? And this question comes up time and time again. People get a little bit confused about whether they post on their company page, whether they write the about section on their company page differently to their personal profile. And we'll dive into all of that today. So first of all, your personal profile on LinkedIn is the one you log in as yourself. So for example, as Renee Philpott or as Louise Brogan. So it's all about you, what you do, how you help people, and what you're passionate about, your skills, your abilities. It's where people recommend you. It's where people can see what things you're interested in following. If you don't know what I mean, scroll down to the bottom of your profile and you will see you might have expressed an interest in following the BBC or Ariana Huffington or whatever it is you're interested in. Those appear at the very bottom of your profile. So it's all about you and all about how you help your ideal customer or target audience. It also has your work history, if you went to university, your volunteer experience potentially, the skills that you have, all that kind of stuff. That's all on your personal profile. So when we connect with somebody on LinkedIn, we're connecting with the individual. So you can follow company pages, but you don't connect with them. So the company can't connect with you, okay? Now, just as an aside, a company could comment under your post on LinkedIn if you use one of the 3 hashtags that company is following on LinkedIn. And we'll go into that in a little bit more detail in a moment. But normally a company cannot comment on your LinkedIn post or status update, unless of course that changes. You never know with social media, they change things all the time. So LinkedIn for me is about creating and building on good relationships with your network. So if you think about it in that way, when you're writing your personal profile, it should really be written in the first person. If you write it in the third person, Louise is a da-da-da, or you simply copy and paste the about section of your website and plonk it in the about section of your LinkedIn personal profile, that is really not the best use of your space on LinkedIn. Think about this in terms of going to meet somebody in person. So you'd expect to hear about what they're interested in, what they do, maybe what do they do in the day-to-day. You're not going to stand and talk to somebody and they're going to tell you, oh, social BNI does this, this, and this, because it's not really conversational. It's not really connecting person to person. And you want to make the personal connection with the people that you meet, both online and in person. What about the company page then? What is the point of it? So this is an easy answer if you have a large corporation, because you create your company page, you put out your company news on there, and your employees connect to that and add you to their profile. And when you put out a piece of company news, hopefully your employees will share that out across their networks, thereby amplifying the reach of your message. But what about people who are in small businesses? So maybe you've got 1 or 2 employees, or maybe they're just a solo entrepreneur. The company page is still really important. It's the main hub for what your business does. So it's where you tell your company story, you post company news, company updates, and you can send out marketing information about your company. So let's dive into that a little bit more. LinkedIn pages had a bit of an overhaul in 2018 to make them a bit more user-friendly. And LinkedIn itself says they've created them with 3 pillars in mind. So one is joining conversations that matter. That phrase makes me think of Facebook, to be honest, but there we go. We'll leave it for now. Joining conversations that matter. So when you are the admin of the company page, you can comment as your company page on a topic that you are following. You follow topics based on hashtags that your company page follows. So if you have a company page, go and look at it. And on the right-hand side, it'll say hashtags you're following. So I think mine are like LinkedIn strategy and LinkedIn training. If I click on those hashtags, I am able to comment on the posts that have those hashtags as my company page. Okay. You can also upload PowerPoints and Word documents or video to your company page, as well as simple updates. So maybe your company hosted an event or something, or you're putting on an event and you can put a video up about that. Then another really interesting thing is LinkedIn gives you content suggestions for your company page. And I want to go live onto I say live, I mean, you're obviously watching me, you're listening. But if I go to my LinkedIn company page now, so you'll hear me typing linkedin.com, and I will go to my page, social BNI, and across the top it says, so when you're logged in as admin view, it says page, and then the next thing it says is content suggestions. And I wanted to do this live because I wanted to tell you the type of things it's suggesting to me for content suggestions. So it says for an audience of a million plus, I can filter these suggestions. So filter by all LinkedIn members, page followers, or employees. Now, I'm the only employee, so that's not going to be relevant for me. The industry, then, I've got options: marketing and advertising, professional training and coaching, information technology and services, staffing and recruiting. So if I click all of those boxes, say then I wanted to add in something, another industry, which I can do. On the right-hand side of the screen now, it says trending content for the last 15 days, sorted by relevance. So I can filter this out. And so I've got my options at the moment for topics are marketing and advertising, society and culture, politics and law, social media, science and environment. Okay, this is where it doesn't work for me at all. The current suggestions are an article in the Washington Post about perspective. Hustlers is about women who don't need men. The patriarchy strikes back. Now, what on earth that's got to do with me training people on LinkedIn is beyond me. There's another option about bereavement leave for parents. There's another option, is SEO dead? It's about search engine optimization. Yes, that's relevant, but it's not really what I talk about. Let's see. It's 2020. Why are you still using PowerPoint? That's ironic because I am still using PowerPoint. But if I click on the social media there, so articles for social media, there is a job cut announcement for somebody. There is brands temporarily reducing visibility of ads featuring a certain actress. There is a story about the acquisition of WhatsApp. None of these are relevant to me. Now, they may be relevant to you if you do this for your business, but right now, none of them are really relevant to me. So I would rather go and find my own content. But it's just to let you know that it's there and you can go through it. And you can also filter by location, by job function, by seniority. If I click on location, my options are, let's see, if I type in Belfast. Okay, Belfast, there is one story, and that is about the Belfast firm Kainos hitting £1 billion stock market valuation, which I actually, to be fair, I did comment on a post about that, but that was 2 weeks ago. So that's not going to help me. That is literally the only thing it's showing me in my industries for Belfast. So have a play around with it yourself and see if you find it useful yourself. It may be different for you. You can also see your analytics on your page. So you can see your visitors, the job functions they have. So the top visitors come from media and communications, and second is business development. So that is interesting. The number of unique visitors over the last 30 days, and how many people have clicked on the button, which my button is clicked to say learn more. Okay. And the number of page views. Number of page views is always far lower on my company page than it is on my personal profile. The next thing across the top is the activity, and I've got notifications for social BNI. So somebody has reacted to my company's update and somebody else has tagged my company in a post. So in that case, I could go and comment under that post if I wanted to. So it shares the reactions, the shares, the comments, and the mentions on my company page. So that, that's not bad. It's not bad. It's not somewhere, I spend far more time in the personal profile, but I do think that you should have a company page. If you have employees or jobs, you can share about that on your company page. If somebody is coming for interview, it's quite likely they're going to check out your company page to see what kind of company you are running. What's the ethos behind the company? What kind of brand is it? You can create a careers page to show what it would be like to work at your company. If all of this has not got you convinced, the single reason I tell solo entrepreneurs to have a company page is that whenever, literally the way LinkedIn is designed, is when you have your own company or business in your personal profile, you cannot add your own business logo into your profile unless you have a company page. So creating a company page with your logo and company details means you can add it to your personal profile. The second reason is that it helps you to get found in search results. So how do you get found? How does your company page get found? So you want to think about the keywords that your target audience is looking for online. What is it you help people with? When people search on Google, for example, for LinkedIn training company in Northern Ireland, for example, Google will display up to 156 characters of the page text in its search results. So you want to include relevant keywords at the beginning of your company tagline. All right. So mine says teaching entrepreneurs and business owners how to use LinkedIn for growth and profit. And then at the last little section, I've put in linking in with Louise podcast. LinkedIn does actually give you a template for what they feel you should be writing about here for your company page. So there are 6 things that they think you should cover. Number 1 is the vision. What future do you want to help create? I think it just means what's the vision you have for your company. The mission, how are you going to create that future? Putting your values in. Who are you? How do you work? Your positioning. What makes your brand different? Your tagline. So how